Welcome everybody to Headlock Field on this beautiful Saturday morning. And this game is featuring the visitors, the Windham Eagles, versus the Deering Rams. Coming into this game, Windham is 1-2. They've had some close losses this season. They've lost to Sanford 3-2 and Portland 6-4. Their lone win was against Cheverus 3-0. So it's one of those things where the ball bounces in one direction and you lose games and sometimes you win them. But Windham's going to look back to get back into the win column today. On the other side, Deering is 0-2 on the season. Their last game was against Biddeford. They lost 11-1 in 6 innings. Their other game was against Kennebunk, and they lost 9-0. It's been a slow start for this Deering team, but they have some really good baseball players on this team, and so they're going to look to get their first win today. It's not always fun to lose, but it's a learning experience to take into every game. And so they'll look to get that first win of the season to get their, hopefully, a winning streak going. But so we'll see who comes out on top in this game between Deering and Windham. And we'll be back for the start of the game and the national anthem.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask you to please rise as we honor America and those who protect her with the playing of our national anthem.
And so here we go. Deering is warming up. As they warm up, I will give you the starting batting order for Windham. Leading off is Logan DeRochers, Brady Harvey, Alex Wing, Logan Martin, Blake Peoples. The DH today is Ethan Barker, Wyatt Washburn, Ryan Bernard, and Eric Bowen. Defensively for Deering in the outfield is Wayman, Rank, and Cooper. In the infield is Smith, Lachore, Dewweaver, and Libby. Behind the plate is Forrest, and the starting pitcher for Deering today is number 5, Avery Lawrence. And so here we go for the first pitch of the game. It's going to be to Logan DeRochers. And that's ripped down the third baseline, but foul.
Yeah, a little quick on the bat there. Third baseman's probably going to have to play a little closer to the line.
It's in the dirt for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. And that was outside, so 2-1 count to DeRochers. And the dirt for ball 3. And that's, again, ripped down third base side. Makes it a full count.
Yeah, the third baseman's a little closer to the bag now. Probably the shortstop should come over a little bit towards the third baseman.
3-2 pitch is down. No, it's just on the bottom part of the strike zone. DeRochers thought he had a walk.
Wow.
And so that brings up Brady Harvey with 1 out.
Well, and like we always say in high school ball, that plate is pretty big.
And that's popped up on the shallow outfield, and it drops in between the 3 players. It was between LaChore, Wayman, and Rank. And as the center fielder, that's your ball.
Yeah, I mean, he could have called off the shortstop, but, you know, I think until you hear someone call you off, just continue on to try to catch the ball. But, you know, it's early in the season.
Alex Wing launches it into left. Wayman, and it's off of the protector in the bullpen of the visiting team. So it's an 0-1 count with Harvey at first.
And we'll keep our eye out on Harvey, see if he takes off. I have a feeling he probably won't with this batter on, but there he goes.
And he takes off, and it's launched foul. It's probably the way Wing is hitting the ball. They're probably calling it for a hit and run.
Looking down third base for the sign, and I'm assuming the sign means hit the ball someplace.
And there was a ball on the field.
Huh. I wonder if that was the ball that went foul and someone threw it in, or that ball's been there the whole time.
0-2 count to Alex Wing. And that's ripped up the middle. And Harvey will hold up at second.
Boy, he ripped that. The pitcher did everything there to get out of the way and try to catch it at the same time.
So Logan Martin will come to the plate with 2 on. That's down low for ball 1.
Well, Darren in a tough spot right now.
And that's also ripped up the middle into the outfield. That's going to score Harvey. Wing trying to go to third. He'll stand up doing that. And so Windham has a 1-0 lead.
Another hard hit ball. Well, and you know what they say, that when a guy gets on base that probably shouldn't have through a walk or any other means, they generally come around to score. And so Windham's scored a run here on what should have been an out.
So runners on the corners for Blake Peoples, and a steal by Martin, and it's thrown back to the pitcher.
Yeah, that's a design play just in case the runner on third decided to take off. So
up high for ball 2. And swing and a miss. It's a 2-1 count.
well, the pitcher for Deeran's certainly got to help himself out here. Strikeout would be great.
It's in the dirt for ball 3. And that's on the outside corner.
Wow. And this batter thought it was a ball, but the umpire calls a strike. And like I said, the home plate is pretty big in high school ball.
3-2 count, and that's ripped foul.
Nice play by the first base coach.
So far, all the batters have been early on the pitches. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. A much needed out.
Yeah, that's an understatement at this point. That was a very important out.
So that brings up Ethan Barker with 2 runners in scoring position. It's right down the middle for strike 1. And that's up the middle again, and a diving play by LaChore is, and that's going to go in the outfield. And that scored Wing and Martin.
Well, if LaChore was just a smidgen taller, I think he would have made a spectacular catch.
So that was a single by Barker and an advance to second on the throw to home plate.
But that was a great try by LaChore.
So that brings up Wyatt Washburn. And foul tipped.
Well, the timing of the Windham batters is phenomenal because their hard hit balls have been straight up the middle.
And that's hit into center. Rank will not be able to get to it. And he's safe. Washburn evades the tag.
Wow.
So that makes it 4-0 Windham. Bringing up Ryan Bernard. And it's inside for ball 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Well, and the runner on second did a good job not going out of the baseline.
Inside for ball 2.
Boy, a lot of pitches being thrown this first inning.
And it's inside for ball 3. And it's in there for strike 2. So it's a full count to Bernard. And that's going to drop in there on the inside corner for strike 3. And so even though Avery Lawrence got 3 strikeouts in this inning, Windham puts 4 on the board to give Windham an early lead. And so after half an inning complete, it's Windham 4, Deering coming up. So here we go for the bottom of the first as Windham warms up. Deering's starting batting order is Avery Lawrence, Taylor Shore, Zeke DeWeaver, Jackson Forrest, Coleman Cooper, Sam Rank, Zaid Smith, Caleb Libby, and DJ Hooks Wayman. Defensively for Windham in the outfield is Bernard, Bowen, and Dakin. In the infield is Harvey, DeRochers, Washburn, and Wing. Behind the plate is Martin, and the starting pitcher for Windham is number 8, Blake Peoples. And so here we go for Avery Lawrence to step up and try to start something offensively for Deering. In the dirt for ball 1. It's in the dirt for ball 2.
Well, and the Windham pitcher, certainly given a 4-run lead, needs to get the ball over the plate.
And that's going to be hit into the outfield for a leadoff single for Lawrence.
Well, there you go. As you said, starting pitcher needs to help himself out, and he just did.
So that brings up Taylor Shore. And with a lefty on the mound, there's not going to be a lot of steals for Deering as that drops on the inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, it's easy to keep your eye out on that runner.
And that's inside for ball 1. And that's popped foul. So 1-2 count for LaChore. And that hit him.
Well, LaChore knew it, started down there. The umpire knew it, and the catcher was like, what?
Yeah, even if it hits the ground first and it hits the batter, that's still considered a hit by pitch. It looked like the catcher was pointing towards the ground. And another inside pitch running Zeke D. Weaver off the plate.
Well, Deering now with a golden opportunity to get some runs back.
D. Weaver trying to bunt, and that's...
Did that hit him?
And
I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have mattered because it was a bunt attempt, and I think when you swing at a pitch and it hits you, it's still a strike. But that bounce off the back, we saw a game Thursday where it bounced off the back to the catcher, and he threw a runner out because it came right back to him perfect, and that almost was the same thing.
And we're gonna have an early mound visit.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a well-timed visit to the mound for the Windham coach because, you know, they gave the pitcher a 4-run lead right off the bat here in the top of the first, and he's been struggling to get the ball over the plate. And you certainly don't want to give a team that you're 4 runs up on even a run back.
And Deering in a good position to get 2 on the board with 2 runners in scoring position on that wild pitch.
Yeah, I mean, this is perfect, and it's still a 2-0 count, so you can really pick your pitch to swing at now.
And D. Weaver doesn't need a bunt. Infield in, and that's going to drop into the glove of Washburn.
And that was a nice catch.
So that's the first out of the inning for Windham.
Well, and as you said, the infield was in, so you're kind of hoping it was going to drop over his head. But that was great hustle. And the runner on second for Deering was smart to keep his eye on the ball.
And so that brings up Jackson Forrest. And that's on the inside corner for strike 1. So whatever the coach for Windham said,
yeah,
it settled Blake Peoples down. And that's going to be hit into center. And there's no tag for Lawrence.
Wow.
Third base coach talking to Avery Lawrence. That would have been a prime opportunity to get on the board for Deering.
I know you don't want to make the third out at home, but you are down 4 runs.
That brings up Coleman Cooper taking strike 1.
I mean, it's still early enough in the game to attempt to try to tag up and score.
And that's hit up the first baseline, and Wing is down, trying on that dive attempt, and that's scored a hit by Cooper, and that scores both runs. So Deering gets 2 on the board on the single by Cooper with 2 outs. And Alex Wing is going to be looked at
by Deering athletic trainer Greg Tozy. Looks like he's going to be okay. Yeah, it's just one of those plays where, you know, you try your hardest to make a play on it, and you don't make the play, and you kind of like lay there going, darn.
And so that's going to bring up Sam Rank.
Well, it wasn't a hard hit ball, but it was hitting the right spot.
And Rank swings and misses on the first pitch. So it's an 0-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. And so Blake Peoples gets out of the inning, but Deering puts 2 on the board to get back into this game. And so after 1 complete, it's Windham 4, Deering 2. Here we go for the top of the second. Windham batting the 9th, first and second hitter. And that's hit by Eric Bowen into left field. It's misplayed by Wayman, but doesn't go too far away for Rank to pick it up. So it's a leadoff single by Eric Bowen.
Well, and I got to say, the Windham batters, some of these batters are really putting a charge into the hitting the ball.
So that brings up the top of the order for Logan DeRochers. Last time up, striking out looking. And that's outside for ball 1. And that's ripped down the third baseline. DeRochers had a couple of those at his first at bat. And if you're Windham as a team, just waiting on the pitch. Bowen takes off, and there's going to be no throw.
Well, and just like that, runner in scoring position.
So a 2-1 count. And that drops in there for strike 2. And that curves over the plate for called strike 3. So DeRochers goes down again, looking at the third strike. And so that brings up Brady Harvey, who started things off with a single and is one of the 4 runs. That's popped up, and that's going to be in the stands.
Yeah, and in high school ball, you got to give the ball back.
And that's a wild pitch. And so that's going to move over Bowen.
Just a bit outside.
So Bowen 90 feet away from adding to Windham's lead. It's a 1-1 count for Harvey and swing and a miss for strike 2. And at this point for Lawrence, a runner at third doesn't mean anything. And a swing and a miss. And it was dropped by Forrest. And he looked over to third to keep the runner at bay. And it was long enough to keep him at third.
And that was a smart move, because if he had automatically thrown it to first, I think that runner would have taken off.
And so that makes it 5 Ks on the day for Lawrence. And another wild pitch brings in the run.
Boy, and that is really unfortunate.
So it's 1-0 count. Avery Lawrence back in the windup. And that's fouled back into the netting.
Well, and the way that run scored, you really have to, I don't know what you can say about that. The guy gets a base hit. He's on first, steals second, and then 2 wild pitches, and he scores a run.
And that's fouled back for strike 2.
I mean, when you're on first and you don't need your batters to knock you in, that's a tough one to take.
And that's inside for ball 2. It's a 2-2 count. And that's in there for strike 3.
I can't believe this, what you're going to tell us.
And so if I would have told you that Lawrence had 6 strikeouts so far in this game, you would think Deering would be leading, but that's not the case as Windham puts up one more on the board. And so after 1.5 complete, it's Windham 5, Deering 2. Here we go for the bottom of the second. Leading things off is Zaid Smith. It's drops on the outside corner for strike 1. And outside for ball 1.
And so Don mentioned to us that Windham has 6 hits, 6 singles, 6 strikeouts, and have scored 5 runs.
And that drops in for strike 2. And that hit him. So another hit by pitch for Blake Peoples.
Well, and Deering needs to take advantage of these.
And so that brings up Caleb Libby.
And this Windham pitcher, he hasn't been crisp either. And so they need to take advantage of this.
Up high for ball 1. By no means is Deering out of this game. Up high for ball 2. Checking down to the field umpire to see if he went. And Libby didn't. And swing and a miss for the first strikeout of this at bat. It's a 2-1 count. In the dirt for ball 3. And if you're Peoples, this is not the time to be walking anybody. And swing and a miss to give it a full count. In the dirt for ball 4. And so that puts 2 runners on with no outs, and DJ Hooks Wayman.
Well, Windham not playing in.
And it's a bunt attempt, and that's going to go into the stands.
Let's see if that pulls in the third baseman. Still on the dirt. First baseman's in on the grass. Third baseman's staying close to the bag.
Wayman is going to bunt, and that's going to just roll foul. And the Martin and Peoples almost touching it in fair territory.
I know. Holy smokes. That could have been a disaster.
And that was in no man's land to the point where Wayman would have been safe at first. And so it needs to be said that on every level, you always watch the players make sure that ball goes foul in that instance. And a swing and a miss.
Yeah, on a high pitch. And as we saw in the Bruins game last night, when you accidentally tip a puck off the tip of your glove, it's called a hand pass. So all you need is the tip of the glove. And that's what could have happened here for Windham.
So that brings to the top of the lineup in Avery Lawrence, who can give him more runs. Last time up, got a single and is one of the 2 runs for Deering. It's outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and he certainly can help himself here again. I mean, center fielder's in pretty close. If he can hit it between the left fielder and the center fielder, could run for a while.
It's in the dirt for ball 2.
You know, but in order to hit, the Windham pitcher's got to get the ball over the plate. He's still struggling.
And that's inside for ball 3.
Wow, both pitchers in this game are throwing a lot of pitches.
The 3-0 pitch is not being taken, and it's in the outfield.
Yep, just like I said, hit it right there.
And that's going to bring around Smith. So an RBI single for Lawrence.
Yeah, center fielder was definitely playing in, and he hit it right where they weren't.
So Deering down by 2 runs. It's 5-3 with 1 out. Libby at second, Lawrence at first with Taylor Chore up. He got hit by a pitch in his last at bat and is one of the runs for Deering. And it's a foul ball, making it a 1-1 count.
Well, definitely Lawrence is certainly in the first 2 innings helped himself to try to get back into this game. And it looks like Windham's sending someone down to the bullpen to warm up.
And that's going to be in the outfield. That's going to drop. And Lawrence slides in to make sure he is safe at second. And that loads the bases up for Zeke DeWeaver.
Yeah, that was a tough one for the right fielder because that ball was dropping fast and he tried to make a basket catch and he just couldn't get his glove on it.
And Martin is going to go talk to Peoples.
Yeah, I think to give the relief pitcher a chance to warm up a little bit. Boy, that's a tough one for Windham. It would have been a beautiful shoestring catch, but he just couldn't get his glove on it.
And so the pitcher warming up is number 23, Caden McCartney. And he just went out there, so it's going to be a little bit before he's able to come in. D. Weaver.
Oh, called a strike.
On the inside corner for strike one. D. Weaver on his last at bat popped out to the second baseman on that reverse catch. In the dirt for ball one.
Well, Darren with a golden opportunity with only one out and bases loaded.
In the dirt for ball two. And that's on the inside corner for strike two. It's a 2-2 count. One out. Libby at third, Lawrence at second, and LaChore at first. D. Weaver hits it right back to the pitcher. And everyone's back safe.
Well, that's a tough one because, you know, the pitcher is only so many feet away from each base. So if you were off a base, you had a chance of being picked.
So that brings up Jackson Forrest with 2 outs. Last time flied out to center field. That's on the outside corner for strike one. It's up high for ball one. It's a 1-1 count. Forrest has a chance to at least knock in one. And that's going to be launched into right field, and tracking it is Owen Dakin. And so Deering strands, the base is loaded. And so after 2 complete, it's Windham 5, Deering 3. Here we go for the top of the third. Leading things off is Logan Martin. Down low for ball one. Ball two. And that's hit into left center. And it's caught by Rank.
And so that would be the first out that's not a strikeout.
The Eagle pitcher, number 8, Blake Peoples.
So that brings up Blake Peoples with 1 out. Inside for ball one. And it drops on the bottom inside corner for strike one. Trying to curve that over the outside corner of the plate. But it's a ball. 2-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike two. And ball 3 makes it a full count for Blake Peoples. And that's going to be a walk issued by Lawrence, bringing up Ethan Barker. Last time up, got a single and is one of the 5 runs for Windham. That's down the middle of the plate for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And Lawrence steps off to reset. Quick pitch is a swing and a miss. Forrest throws down. And it's Peoples who is safe. And so that brings up Wyatt Washburn. Last time up, got a single. It's outside for ball 1. And that's right to DeWeaver, and he catches it for the 3rd out. And so that's the first clean inning for Deering in this game. And so the score remains Windham 5, Deering 3 after 2.5 complete. Here we go for the bottom of the 3rd. Leading things off for Deering is Coleman Cooper. Last time up, he got a single. And
Well, and Deering now, having not let up any runs in the top of the 3rd, if they can just score a run or 2 here.
inside for ball 1.
And the relief pitcher for Windham is done, so he can come in at any time. Done warming up, I mean.
In the dirt for ball 2. Inside and low for ball 3.
And a good-sized crowd has trickled in here.
And low for ball 4, so a leadoff walk issued by Blake Peoples.
We'll keep our eye out on the coaching staff, and it looks like number 23 is headed back out to warm up again.
And so that brings up Sam Rank. Last time up, struck out swinging. And swing and miss on the first pitch.
Yeah, the pitch was a little high, but when it's up by your eyes, it looks like a really good pitch.
Outside for ball 1. Up high for ball 2.
That was good to lay off on that one.
And And that's called a strike. 2-2 count.
Well, the umpire has been pretty consistent on those low pitches.
And it's fouled back. So Rank staying alive.
Nice play by someone sitting in their seats.
And swing and a miss for the third K of the day for Blake Peoples. So that brings up Zade Smith, who started off by getting hit by a pitch in the last inning. And that one's fouled into the stands. Smith hits it down the third baseline, but foul. So the count is 0-2. That's inside for ball one. And that's strike three on the outside corner.
Yeah, outside corner is kind of. I don't think even if he had swung at that, I don't think he could have reached it.
So that brings up Caleb Libby. Last time up, got walked. Up high for ball one. Swing and a miss. It's a 1-1 count. 2 outs. Cooper at first. And swing and a miss for strike two. And that's on the outside corner for strike three. And so after allowing a leadoff walk, Blake Peoples comes back and strikes out 3 in a row to end the inning. And so after 3 complete, it's Windham 5, Deering 3. Here we go for the top of the fourth. Leading things off for Windham is Ryan Bernard. Last time up, struck out looking. Swing and a miss for strike one.
High and inside pitch. That helps out Deering.
Swing and a miss for strike two. And that's pop foul. Oh, and 2 count, and that's over the head of Bernard. 1-2. And that's going to be ball 2. Fouled. Count remains 2-2. And swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's the 8th strikeout for Avery Lawrence, bringing up Eric Bowen. Last time up, getting a single. And that's popped out of play. It's an 0-1 count.
It's getting a little bit cloudy. Expecting a lot of rain tomorrow. Tonight into tomorrow. But we'll get the game in and the next game in.
One and one count. It's inside for ball 2. Fouled back. It's a 2-2 count with 1 out. And swing and a miss for the 9th K on the day for Avery Lawrence. So that brings back the top of the lineup for Windham, Logan DeRochers. 0-2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. So that pitch is high for ball 1.
And it's pretty amazing. We're here in the top of the 4th and already his 3rd at bat.
Up high for ball 2.
Top of the 4th inning. What did I say? Top of the 3rd? Sorry. I'm thinking 3. 3 at bats.
It's fouled. It's a 2-1 count.
Yeah, our producer from back at headquarters was in my ear just telling me it's the top of the 4th.
Up high for ball 3. And that's a 2-out walk issued by Lawrence.
And that's never a good thing.
And so that brings up Brady Harvey is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. DeRocher's not being held on, will take off, and a high throw.
Yeah, to say he had a running head start would be an understatement. I think he was halfway to second.
That drops over on the inside corner for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count.
Yep, so Lawrence has got to get himself out of this one.
Down low for ball 2. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
And the batter thought it was strike 3. But it's usually it's the people in the field that lose track of outs, but it was the batter.
And that's going to be a throw down to third. It was a low throw that.
Well, and as we saw earlier in the game, Windham scored a run with runner stealing and then a wild pitch and then scoring.
And that's a walk. So 2 walks with 2 outs. Bringing up Alex Wing. Harvey taking off. And there's going to be a rundown for DeRochers.
Someone's got to cover.
And he gets him out.
Boy, what a great play.
Harvey took off way too early, trying to steal second. And great heads-up play by Deering to get one of the runners out. And that was DeRochers.
Yeah, I mean, what had happened is Lawrence turned around and he faked the throw to second base. And the runner for Windham, thinking he was going to actually throw the ball, he took off from third, and Lawrence threw over to third. He had him dead to right.
And so another clean inning for Deering. So after 3.5 complete, it's still Windham 5, Deering 3. Here we go for the bottom of the 4th. The 9-1-2 hitter for Deering. And so DJ Hooks Wayman will start it off for Deering. It's down low for ball 1.
Well, and Deering now has to take advantage of what Windham just gave him.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
And try to at least get another run here.
Outside for ball 2. 2-1 count. In the dirt for ball 3. And up high for ball 4. So just like the last inning, Blake Peoples allows a leadoff walk.
Well, and the difference here is now we're back to the top of the order.
And that brings up Avery Lawrence, who is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. And that's going to be a double play opportunity. And Wing gets the one hopper. And so that's 2 down.
Well, and that's exactly what you want out of your first baseman. The ability to pull one out of the dirt.
And so there are no runners now on the bases for Taylor Shore. And it's a swing and a miss for strike 1. LaChore 1 for 1 with a single and a hit by pitch. And that's hidden to right, and that's an easy play for Owen Dakin. And so after allowing a leadoff walk, Windham able to get out of the top half of this inning. And so after 4.5 complete, it's Windham 5, Deering 3. Here we go for the top of the 5th. Alex Wing will bat again after not completing his at-bat in the top of the 4th. And so after last half inning, I meant to say 4 complete, not 4.5. And that's hit foul. And we do have a change in left field. It's Dash Newhall coming in for DJ Hooks Wayman. It's a 3-1 count to Wing. And that's ripped into left center. And so a leadoff single for Alex Wing, who has now 2 singles on the day and is 2-3. Bringing up Logan Martin, who is 1-2 on the day with a single and a fly to center field. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And that's popped up. Is that going to stay in play? And it doesn't. So that is an 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch is down low.
Your attention, the pitch runner for Windham now first base is Connor Gallant, number 13. And appearing now in left field is 25, Dash Newhall.
And that's a foul ball. The count remains 1-2. And pinch runner for Alex Wing is Connor Gallant. A pickoff attempt, and Gallant is back safe. And that's hit into center. And Rank can't get the play. And Gallant will slide into third on the heads-up play.
All right, Windham with something going on here with nobody out. And it looks like someone's warming up for Deering.
The pitcher number 8, Blake Peoples.
And DJ Hooks Wayman is out there. And the ball was on the line, and Libby picked it up and tagged second or first.
Well, and the runner is saying that it hit off his foot. And both umpires get together and they call him out. But the runner is saying it hit off his foot.
The designated hitter number 12, Ethan Barker.
So that goes down as a 3 unassisted for the first out. It's in there for strike 1 to Ethan Barker.
Well, I think the only thing that probably would have helped his case is if he didn't run down to first, if he just stayed at home plate. He might have had a better argument.
And Barker is 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout. And this would be a huge out for Avery Lawrence. And it drops in there for strike 3. So a big out for Deering, bringing up Wyatt Washburn, who is 1 for 2 with a single. In there for strike 1.
I mean, Lawrence has done a great job today. It's just, you know, Windham has hit the ball hard and hit it where Deering can't get at it.
And that's going to
Just like
score
that
2.
one.
And so Wyatt Washburn with a 2 RBI single.
You know, and that's just the way it's been today for Deering. I mean, they've hit it. Wyndham's hit it hard, and they've hit it in all kinds of open spots.
So Ryan Bernard coming up with is 0-2 with 2 strikeouts. Up high for ball 1. Lawrence steps off. And Washburn steals. And he's going to go 3. And so another runner in scoring position 90 feet away for Windham.
Yeah, I mean, the runner didn't know where the ball was, but it was a heads-up play by the coach to holler to him to hustle down to third. So great communication.
That's strike 2. It's a 1-2 count. 2 outs. Wyatt Washburn at third. And a swing and a miss for the 11th strikeout for Avery Lawrence. But Windham puts 2 on the board in the top of the 5th. And so after 4.5 complete, it's Windham 7, Deering 3. Here we go for the bottom of the 5th. Leading things off for Deering is Zeke DeWeaver. Ball bounces for ball 1.
Well, and both starting pitchers still in the game.
It's outside for ball 2. And it's fouled back. So it's a 1-2 count. And that's inside for ball 3. Right down the middle to make it a full count. And that's hit into the stands, so it remains a 3-2 count. Foul tipped.
Umpire having to wait to get the baseballs back from out of play.
And that's hit foul. Remains a 3-2 count.
Great battle going on right now.
And another foul.
Keeping the little kids busy chasing baseballs down to see who gets it.
And in there for strike 3.
Yeah, dropped right over at the knees.
So that brings up Jackson Forrest, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Outside for ball 1. Down low for ball 2. It's on the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. Fouled back for strike 2. It's a 2-2 count. And the dirt to make it a full count to Jackson Forrest. And another foul.
Well, the first two daring batters are making this pitcher throw a lot of pitches.
And that's hit to Harvey. Harvey will fire over and wing with another one-hopper.
Well, and after that beautiful play over there again by the first baseman, I have to say there's a certain team last year that said anyone could play first base in the major leagues. And we found out that not just anyone can play first base in the major leagues.
It's on the outside corner for strike one to Coleman Cooper, who is 1-1 on the day with a single and a walk.
And that team now actually has a real first baseman at first base.
It's in there for strike two. In the dirt for ball one. It's ball two.
Yeah, this first baseman for Windham, those are tough. And in high school ball, to see a first baseman scoop up those like nothing is pretty impressive.
And another full count. So 3 batters in a row. And swing and a miss. And so that's 2 Ks in this inning. And so a 1-2-3 inning for Blake Peoples keeps the score the same. And so after 5 complete, it's Windham 7, Deering 3. Here we go for the top of the 6th. And there was multiple changes for Deering. And both coaches are with the umpire. And so coming in to play third is Alex Lawrence. And center field is Avery Lawrence. And the new pitcher is DJ Hooks Wayman. And it's been a great day pitching for Avery Lawrence in the aspect of double-digit strikeouts, but not in the way of offense for Windham, allowing 8 hits and 7 runs.
And now it's taken a little bit of time for the umpire to get this straightened out on the umpire card. So I'm not quite sure what's taken so long.
It's 11 strikeouts for Avery Lawrence. And we'll take a timeout as they discuss the changes in the field. And so we have another change in left field is Sam Rank, who moves from center to left. So now we can start the 6th inning with Eric Bowen.
Yeah, that took a while to get that straightened out. And just before we came back, Sam Rank went to left. And he initially was not out there.
So it's in 2-0 count. And that's ripped to Lawrence and bobbled it. And there's no throw.
Well, and that was the smart move. No throw.
See what they score that. And that's an error on Alex Lawrence.
The shortstop, number 1, Logan DeRocher.
So Logan DeRocher is now up. It's a ball.
I mean, that was a hard hit ball. He stayed in front of it and stopped it. Just bounced out of the heel of his glove. Yeah, I'd say that was a hit.
And Forrest going out to talk to Wayman.
So the head official here up in the broadcast booth asked my opinion about whether that was hit or an error, and I think that was a hit. That was hit hard enough. Took a uneven bounce.
And taking off is Bowen. The throw down takes a couple of bounces before it gets to LaChore. It's a 2-0 count. And that rides DeRocher's off the plate for a 3-0 count. And that's ball 4. So 2 runners on with no outs for Windham.
The third baseman, number 2, Brady Harvey.
And that brings up Brady Harvey.
Yeah, a little bit of struggle here.
And double steal. And the throw's not in time.
Well, Wyndham's certainly not taking the foot off the gas here.
Up high for ball 2. And Windham realizes that Deering was able to make the score down to 2 before. Ooh, and that hits Harvey to load the bases.
Yep.
But Deering was able to get 3 on the board to make it 5-3 before Windham scored 2 in the top of the 5th. And so Windham realizes that Deering can come back in this game. And the big hitter for Windham, Alex Wing, is up. His last at bat was a single. Has a chance to extend this lead. And that rides Wing off the plate.
You know, and unfortunately, too, with a hard hit batter that can hit the ball hard, Deering's got to keep the infield in, so anything hit hard is probably going to get past him.
In the dirt for ball 2. And it's inside for ball 3. It's a 3-1 count. And swing and a miss. Alex Wing early on that swing.
Yeah, I'm sure his eyes were like, beautiful pitch, and then he swung and missed.
And that's...
I think it hit him.
So that brings in Eric Bowen for the 8th run.
Well, I'd say the only good thing that came out of this is that only one run came in, because it could have been more.
So that brings up Logan Martin, who is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and 2 runs. It's up high for ball 1. It's ball 2. And that is another hit by pitch, so that's going to bring in another run. And that's going to trigger a mound visit.
Yeah, they need to figure out what they're going to do here, because this certainly cannot continue. And we'll be back after the mound visit.
And we're back. At the plate is Blake Peoples. It's down low for ball 1. Peoples is 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's outside for ball 2. Up high for ball 3. And that's another hit by pitch.
Wow.
So 3 in a row.
And the carousel keeps moving.
Sorry, 4 in a row.
4 hit batters in a row?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ethan Barker is up, 1 for 3. And that's inside for ball 1.
And that almost hit him.
Up high for ball 2.
Still no one out.
And that's in there for strike 1. And it looked like the umpire is starting to expand his strike zone.
Well, and the batters coming up have no reason to swing.
And that's another hit by pitch. And that's probably going to be it for Wayman.
I don't know what the high school record is for how many hit batters in a row, but it's got to be right around that amount of 5. So we'll be back after the pitch change.
And multiple changes in the field for Deering, as Wyatt Washburn is up, and he rips that into center, and that's going to drop. That's going to score another.
So the changes are?
And so DJ Hooks Wayman goes to center. Avery Lawrence is shortstop. And a wild pitch scores another. Taylor Chore is now pitching. Finn Ridge comes in to play second, and Will Jordan is at first. Down low for ball 2.
Still nobody out. 6 runs in here in the top of the 6th.
It's ball 3. And that is a full count. And that's ripped foul down the third baseline. If that stayed fair, that was multiple runs. And that's strike 3, so the first out of the inning. So that brings back up Eric Bowen, who started off the inning with a single in there for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
And the participants for the next game that starts at 1 o'clock here watching this game.
In the dirt for ball 1. And at this point, Deering will be down to their last 3 outs once they come up. Lawrence will fire over. And Will Jordan will get the out and tagged Eric Bowen just for being safe. That's 2 down with Logan DeRocher. And that was inside for ball 1. Swing and a miss. So it's a 1-1 count. Outside for ball 2. 2-1 count. Up high for ball 3.
It did not.
And that's up the middle. That's going to score 2. So a 2 RBI single for Logan DeRocher makes it 15-3.
Well, and the wheels on the school bus came off this top of the 6th.
It's a 1-0 count. And it's hit foul. It's Brady Harvey at the plate. It's a 2-1 count. And that's going to be hit to Ridge. Ridge will fire over to second for the third out. And so after a long inning, Deering allows 8 runs. It's now a 12-run lead for Windham. And after 5.5 complete, it's Windham 15, Deering 3. Here we go for the bottom of the 6th. The last chance for Deering.
Yeah, they got to put up at least 3 runs to continue this game.
Sam Rank leading things off for Deering. It's down the middle for strike 1. And the changes for Windham, Alex Wing moving from first to pitcher. That ball's outside for ball 1. And coming into playing first is Sam Plummer. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yes.
Will
No. It's number 11.
And it's strike 3.
The first baseman, number 2, Alex Jordan.
Oh no. Alex Jordan is up. And there for called strike. It's a 1-2 count. And strike 3. So Deering down to their last out.
Your attention, batting in place of Libby, number 44, Will Jordan.
So Will Jordan will pinch hit. Ball's in the dirt for ball 1. And the ball's hit foul. It's a 1-1 count. Outside for ball 2. It's ball 3, 3-1 count. And that's down the middle for strike 2, making it a full count. Foul tipped. So Deering down to their last strike. And it's fouled again. So Will Jordan staying alive. And that's hit into just off the infield, and Washburn gets the last out of the game. And we'll get the handshake line. And I mean, Deering had it close. It was 5-3 at one point, but 10 runs got put onto the board. In the top of the 5th, it was 2, and the top of the 6th was 8. And so Deering gets 10 run ruled through 6. And so Deering drops to 0-3. Windham moves to 2-2.
Yeah, just a tough game for Deering. You know, it was a struggle. Windham had some well-placed hits in this game to initially get out front with the lead, and you know, like you said, Deering just couldn't catch up, and you know, and then things just got away from Deering a little bit there. You know, the starting pitcher for Deering had quite a few strikeouts, but threw a lot of pitches and came out of the game, and you know, things didn't turn out well for the relief pitcher, and so it was just a struggle today. You know, it's not like Windham got a lot of hits, but they got timely hits.
And, I mean, Avery Lawrence pitched a heck of a game with 11 strikeouts. But it was those timely hits by Windham that gave him an early lead in the first. Deering had a chance to either tie or take the lead with bases loaded in the second, but Blake Peoples came out of that with only allowing 1 run. And that was it for the scoring for Deering, as they were shut out in the next 4 innings. And then, like I said, Windham just went on a tear, including all of those hit by pitches in the 6th. And that was the ball game.
Well, and it goes to show you, you know, it's the little things in baseball. It's the walks. It's the hit by pitch. You know, Deering played well in the field. I think they only had 1 error. And so, you know, they had 2 errors. And so, but the hit by pitch and the walks, you know, on any level of baseball, when you have that happen, hit by pitch and walks, a lot of times it comes back to haunt you. And so baseball's not a perfect game, but you got to try to play as perfect as you can be, because things can happen on the field.
And so at the end of this one, Deering getting 10 run ruled, ending in 6 innings. It was 15-3 Windham. Saying so long. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying good night.
Thank you very much for watching.